Good morning. And can everyone hear me? Okay, great. Thank you. Welcome to Making the Most of Atlas with Dr. Melissa Shields, one of our state superintendents and one of our top NBCT cheerleaders and advocates for the entire process. My name is Nicole Hill. I am director of the UAB Regional In-Service Center, Region 5. Go Blazers. I am also NBCT. I got my national board certification originally in 2006. If you were in our first session with Dr. Shields, I was one of those old heads who had to do it the old way that she was talking about. So I still get jitters sometimes when I think about it. Thank God it has improved since then. My national board certification is in adolescent young adult English language arts. I was a high school English teacher when I was in the classroom. I renewed my certification in 2006, and I recently submitted to maintain my certification in May. So I will be waiting for results in December, just like everyone else. I will be monitoring the chat. Yes, I will be monitoring the chat and helping answer any questions throughout the session. We want this to be engaging and informative, so please keep your cameras on if you're able. We love seeing your faces. Feel free to ask questions in the chat or unmute yourself if Dr. Shields invites you to. This session is being recorded and will be available to view later. I will be dropping today's attendance form in the chat at the end of this session. Please complete it to receive professional learning credit. You only need to submit the response at the end of each session that you attend today. So we're going to get started. Please make sure, share on social media. Let everyone know you're part of something great, because that's what this is. It is really a great thing. So if you share on social media, I will post in the chat how you can use the hashtag to share on social media, and everyone will know where you are and what you are doing today. Thank you again for giving your time and expertise to support national board candidates across the state of Alabama. If you have any questions before everything is over, please don't hesitate to reach out. So I will now turn it over to Dr. Shields.
Thank you. And I don't think I knew that, Nicole, that you were doing your MOC this year. So that's exciting. And this one should be a kind of a short one because I'm going to walk you through this one. And so this might be something, well, really, once I show you how to use it, you're going to be like, I got this. It really doesn't require a lot of training. But if you think about this later, you're like, I'm going to go back and watch it. So Atlas is this curated site, and it's for us oldies. Tell me, Nicole, I am not wrong. So when we were going through National Board, it would be like blasphemy to watch another NBCT's video. Like you could never do that. Like you didn't show your videos. And then when I heard that National Board had created this library of videos from teachers who scored 3 or higher, because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, so that and that people could watch the videos. They call them cases. They could read the teacher's commentary. They could see the instructional materials. I was like, how is that possible? So, of course, this is a great resource. When my daughter was an early service kindergarten teacher, she often used Atlas to put in a specific, maybe math standard, and she would watch a teacher teach it. So she would be able to replicate something in her classroom. The beautiful thing, you've ever gone to, like, I don't know, teaching channel or YouTube or someplace like that, and you watch this teacher teach a class, and you're like, yeah, that's great for your class, but that my class looks different. The beautiful thing that I'm about to show you with Atlas is it's kind of like going shopping. I want to see this particular standard taught in a classroom that is a Title I school that has multilingual learners, that have students with exceptionalities, um, all of these things. I want to see a teacher teaching that in this classroom. But of course, if you're a candidate, this is especially helpful because you have a component as well that requires you to submit a video, maybe two videos. And so I'm going to just show you how to use it. And then this time I actually have multiple screens, unlike before. So I should be able to monitor the chat a lot better than I was able to in the opening. So let me get the chat up here as well. So let me just kind of go through it. You already know who I am, so I'm going to skip all that part. So today I'm just going to kind of explain to you some of the things about Atlas, which I pretty much just did. I'll give you a little closer view of the inside of it, and then I'm just going to walk through it. Did you all get an email last night from Atlas? Have you checked your email yet? It's one of those things that you're going to like, is that spam? It's not. I will remind you, if you do not click that link today, your access goes bye-bye. You have like was it like a 24-hour window, Nicole, to
Yes,
use
I
the
Yes,
sent
it
link?
was.
I sent it
Okay,
last
good.
night between 5 and 6 o'clock. Everyone should have received it.
Okay, good, 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 good. So if while I'm talking, if you'll just check your email, click the link, it's going to give you free access to Atlas. But if you don't do it, it's going to say the link doesn't work anymore, and then you're going to have to contact someone. You don't want to do all that. And then I'm just going to let you kind of get in and play. Now, if you are in MBCT, or let's say you want to go back to your school and you want to show them this presentation is on my website too. So you're going to get the link to these slides, obviously. But if you want more information about how to share about Atlas to others, I've just made a website for that for you. Currently, there's over 1,000 cases, 1,000 videos that are showing accomplished teachers. Now, let me explain something to you about Atlas. When you watch Teaching Channel and all these other things, you don't see kids, can I go to the bathroom? You don't see kids that the teacher's like, Tommy, sit down. You don't see that. You will see that in these videos. These are real teachers using their cell phones or their camcorders or whatever they have in a real classroom. So I find it interesting, which I'll share with you, some cases, some folks will watch these videos and they'll be like, well, I mean, I do that. Well, then good. That means you're an accomplished teacher. A real classroom teacher has to ask kids to settle down, have to de-escalate situations, have to be able to walk around the classroom, have interruptions, for this or that over the intercom. So when you watch this, a lot of teachers are like, oh, I get this. So I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like on the inside, but I want you to know when I went through National Board, and Nicole, maybe you too, I mean, truly, I had a camcorder, the one that videoed, my children at home. I ran in front of the classroom. I set the video camera up, and then I ran, back to the front, and then taught. And then you would see me like grabbing the camera, picking it up, moving it around. That is completely okay. Just don't be unstable. I did the same thing when I did my renewals. So this is not Steven Spielberg. These are teachers using their own devices to record accomplished teaching. So I wanted to be real clear on that. The cases come from obviously classrooms. Alabama classrooms are in here as well. They are not identified by state, but we can usually tell by when they open their mouths. You'll be able to review the process. All of these cases scored a 3.5 or higher, which is really what you're shooting for in your components. We really aim for a 3.0 or higher. You can even get higher than a 4.0. I have known many folks get 4.3s, 4.4s on their video components. These cases are completely authentic. They're unedited, and that's what makes them so special for this database. What you're going to see when I take you to it, you're going to see a video, and you're actually seeing what the teacher wrote for that component. And then if there are any materials, the classroom design, whatever materials were used in that lesson are included in this case. Now, what's interesting for you to know, when you do your component, that's component 3 now, right? I think it's component 3. 2 is when you do your component 3, you will be asked to do a number of things. for your videos. Now, this is just Melissa talking. I usually encourage folks to do the video component three, immediately, because that one requires the least amount of prep because you know those lessons that are going to exemplify all of these wonderful standards. They're your favorite lessons. You're really excited about it. A lot of great things are happening. You just set up that camera, right? And then you have your video and then you go back and write about it. So you could really do component three very quickly, all things considered. Component, four is the one that you're looking at stuff over time, and that one's going to take months. But when you're looking at component three, you could take the videos and, I mean, depending on how eager you are, I mean, you could get that stuff written in a couple weeks. But every one of those, and in this case too, and for you as well, you're going to have to set up, this is my classroom. I have 32 kids in my classroom. 3 of my students are multilingual learners. 2 of them have IEPs. I have one student who has a disruption or he's oppositional defiance disorder. A Title I school. I have an aide that comes in third period. Like you just kind of set up, this is my school. This is my classroom. And then you talk about, this is what happened before the 20-minute video. This is what happened during the 20-minute video, and this is what happened after. And then the last question is normally like, and if you could do that all over again, what would you do differently? Which is why you'll see some videos where teachers are like, I totally messed that up. And it's because the way he responded to how he would redo it is what got him a 3.5 or higher. So I want you to consider that as well. And I'll show you what that looks like. And then there's all sorts. You can do searches for standards or national board standards, or if you're a science teacher, next gen standards, and I'll kind of show what that looks like. I was curious because I knew this would be a small group. Can you put in the chat which certification area you think you are at this time? You don't have to commit unless you've already started. But if you could in the chat, just let me know what you are thinking right now. Okay, early adolescent science, middle childhood. Oh, great, CTE. I'm going to hook you up with some great folks. Social studies, music. We love to see our music teachers becoming MBCTs. I know many of them. Literacy. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, that's very helpful. Jessica, okay, great. Okay, so with that in mind, I'll use some of those when I start kind of searching. Now, I will say this is not, I know that we're talking about this in the basic training. Do any of you teach 8th or 9th grade? Okay, so Eartha, beautiful name. I flipped that. So me too. So I was an 8th grade teacher when I went through national board. If you teach 8th or 9th grade, you're kind of in that like wiggle room. So you could do early adolescent, or you could do, what's the other one called? Early adolescence through young adulthood. So, because I think the age range is like 11 to 15 for early adolescence, and I think it's like 14 to 18. So, if you teach 8th or 9th grade, you can make a decision which one you want to do. I chose early adolescence because I knew I was going to be teaching 8th grade the next year. And I thought it's been a minute since I've taught Canterbury Tales and Shakespeare, and I wasn't sure what would be on the assessment. So I just wanted to share that if you guys are like, I'm not sure which to do. I'm going to go through some of the tagging. The easiest thing for me just to go to it. So I'm kind of skipping through some of this so you'll be able to see what it looks like. Now, a lot of times we just watch the video and we'll read the commentary. Absolutely. I'm going to show you how to use the tags. And this is more for you as you're kind of getting in and tinkering with it. But let me show you what an actual case looks like. And then we'll do it for real, I promise. So this is what a case would look like. And I know this is kind of blurry and small, but I'll explain it as well as I can. So here are all the tags, whether it's next generation, if it's the specific standards, if it's national board standards. What's super cool, like for my daughter, when she wanted to see a specific math standard, she could click, I want to see a kindergarten teacher teaching this standard. And do you see right here, it says watch tagged clip? I'm going to show you. You can actually click to that, and it takes you to the point in the video where that specific standard is being taught. Isn't that amazing? Really incredible. And then there are places for you to add notes if you want. Now, this Atlas is not just for candidates. As a matter of fact, Atlas is more for professional learning, for PLCs. I'll share a number of ways that we use it. But if you are a candidate, it is super helpful to see how others have set theirs up. So I'm going to actually just kind of go to the site itself. If you ever get lost, there's this wonderful little help button at the bottom right here. Just click it and it will get you where you need to go. So I'm going to do a walkthrough because I can talk about it all day long, but if I was sitting in your seat, I'd be like, I just want to see it. So let me just pull it up. So this is what you see, and I'm just going to walk through all the pieces of it. So over here on the left, this requires no training. Like you don't even need me. You just need the link. But I'm going to show you ways I would use it as a candidate, as a leader, and as a teacher. So over here, obviously, I can search for, like I saw, music. Okay, so over here is where I can click on, I want to see a music teacher. This one is choral vocal. Okay, so I'm just going to click on one. Now, if I wanted, I could keep going to grade level. Let's see, I want to see 1 in 12th grade. My music teacher, where are you? I saw you. I'm trying to see what grade you teach. Emily, what grade do you have? Okay, so I'll do 5th grade. Okay, so let's see what this is. Incorporating expression and dynamics into choral music. Let's just for giggles, let's look at a case. Okay, what I see here. Oh,
Okay, so anytime you see me do that, get louder.
Okay, I have to pause because I have a special guest. I got to hide my face. Let's see. Who is this handsome man? Hello there.
Good morning.
Yeah, so this is our Atlas session. I'm showing you how to use Atlas. Nicole, how many people did we have in our opening this morning? I quit counting.
I
It was-
believe, I know we had, the last time I saw it was like 273.
Yep. Y'all, this is our chief of staff. He tries so hard to keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Do you do a good job with that?
Some days.
This is-
No,
this
she's
is-
great. She's a rock star. I tell everybody, it gives me some credibility when I tell people I know Melissa Shields, and people don't know who Chuck Markham is, but
That's
I
not
know
true.
Melissa Shields, and I mean, they want to hear what I've got to say.
He knows I love him.
Yeah.
Mr. Markham is the person that what did I send you yesterday? I sent him a text message. I said, I need some Mr. Markham time. And then he speeds over here to, handle issues. So that means a lot. Did y'all handle your other issue this morning?
It's still in the works. I meant to be with you at 9 o'clock, but got pulled away to another situation. But just thank you for what you're doing. It's so important and it speaks so well of all of you that you're wanting to grow during this time of year when you could be doing other things. And so I'm so impressed. And the districts are very blessed to have you. I see Jasper City, and I'm an old Fayette County boy, so.
Okay.
When I was growing up, that's how we got to go somewhere to get to go to Jasper to go to the movies. When I went from Hubbardville to Jasper, but seriously, I thank you for what you do, and this is great work, and your students will be the beneficiary of it.
Well, it means a lot. I'm going to send you we had everybody plug in where they live on a map.
Okay.
And it's pretty awesome. It was really incredible. It just bubbles all over the state. So we're expecting about 400 altogether.
Okay.
So yeah, it means a lot. Thank you, Mr.
And Dr. Shields been doing this for a long time. When I was superintendent in Roanoke for 18 years, and I remember our teachers when they were going to the MBCT that she would come to Roanoke and have. Yeah.
Truth.
You're in the hands of the best we've got. So have a good day, and thank you for what you do.
Come back and check again. We'll be doing this all day. That made me so happy. He's awesome. He is awesome. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so I was sharing the music. So I'm gonna click on the video real quick.
Softer. Okay, so let's
We'll just watch a
Let
minute
me
or so
try
of
it.
it.
Hopefully my voice will stay. Okay, here we go. My turn. You just watch and you conduct with me, but just don't sing it yet. Okay? Jontalemoulan, tika tika taka, Jontalemoulan taka, Jontalemoulan, tika tika taka, Jontalemoulan taka, tik tika taka, tik tik tock, tika taka, tika taka, Jontalemoulan. You got
Okay.
it?
It's around a little bit.
Now, this is very important because last year when we went to our festival, our competition, one of the main points
Little
from
friend
the
over here
judge,
yawning.
the judge's comments were that they would like to see more or hear more dynamic. Let's actually drop it some and then bring
Okay.
it all the way up. Okay.
Okay, Emily, first thoughts? Okay, so we see it's a real teacher, right? Now, what I'm I've not done anything but just click on music. So I'm gonna show you a bunch of different ways you can screen videos. So Emily, you are going through National Board. I see right now that there are 3 standards that are specific to your standards for music for National Board. And here is where knowledge and skills in music, it gives me an explanation of them. If I click right here I'm gonna click, it's gonna take me
Take a
to
listen.
minute
I should try to
11,
measure it with
and it shows me the teacher teaching that specific standard. Is that not mind-blowing to y'all? Like, wow. Incredible. Facilitate music and learning. Once again, I can see 3 opportunities. Now, what I can also do you see right here where it says read selected commentary? If I click on this, it's going to show me in this teacher's commentary where she addressed that standard. Now, she may not say, this is standard 13 I am addressing. This is not your dissertation. You do not, there's no MLA sightings, there's no APA sightings. You're going to write very conversationally. You can use exclamation points, don't go crazy, but you want it to be, they want to hear your voice. So you're going to see as the teachers write that it's very casual, without being overly so. I get a little frustrated with, when candidates are like, I have to use ands. I can't write the word. I have to put T for teachers. I have to S for students. What that's telling me, if I was a reader, is that you are not being intentional about language. So when I see a lot of people trying to abbreviate a bunch of stuff, that usually is a red flag to me. I'm not saying that would change anything, but you will not see that in these commentaries. You will see that it's very easy to read. So that's one thing, okay? Now let's look at the instructional materials. Let's see if she had any. Since this is a music class, let's see if she had anything to share. She did. Okay, so I've clicked on the open. This is her classroom layout. It looks like that's the only thing she shared. So she is showing me her classroom. Do you see right here where she has Micah, Chloe, and Michelle? Do you see that? That means somewhere in her description she must have mentioned Micah. And she wants them to know this is Micah. When I mention Micah, he's here. When I mention Chloe, she is here. When I mention Michelle, she's the girl in the purple shirt. Is it okay to say names? Oh my gosh, please say names. Do not say student 1, student 2, student 3. That is so dehumanizing. Say their name. Don't say their first name and last name, but do say their name, right? I see that sometimes too. I'm like, why not just say Alicia? Don't say student A. Okay, so that's one example. So did you see? No, all I did was go to the very beginning. I'm going to try that one more time. And I clicked on what you teach. Okay, so that's one way. Let me show a couple other things you can do. Let's say, let's do, of course, we do not do Common Core in Alabama, but we know math standards. So let's say I want to do something around state standards or Common Core state standards. So I'm going to go here. And then I would be able to look through by, let's see, let's do math. Where is math? Here we go. I'm gonna click that. And I want to do something in number and operations. And I want to do something, I don't know, in grade 2 or kindergarten. We'll do kindergarten. Okay. So these are some cases that have populated. Okay. And I see this is kindergarten. I can see where the National Board standards are populated. This looks like a small group session. This is obviously during COVID. I think this is the first one I've seen with a mask. So is it okay to have small group? If your video says, because some folks will do small group videos, some will do whole group, absolutely. I just want you to kind of see the layout of it. This is a fixed video. She did not move it. It looks like she set it up and did her thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. Everyone sees over here on the left side, pretend you're shopping. You just click on what you want. So that's one way. But if you really want to get into like your school, you click on this magnifying glass. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And I want to do an advanced search. How many of you teach in a Title I school? Okay, I mean, most of us, right? Yes. So let's start there. I want to see a video in a Title I school. I want it to be in a rural school. I want to see someone using, I don't know, cooperative learning, graphic organizers. Like I can really get into strategies here. I want to see one that has students with emotional disorders. I want to see one that has students who are on the spectrum. So you're seeing how I'm able to do that? I can just go through now clicking all of these different things. Now, if you get a little crazy and start clicking too many things, you're going to limit it too much. So I would just kind of play with the outputs from your searches. If you want to align it to a 5-core proposition, you could. Let's see what, I'm just throwing the caution to the wind here. So I said I want to know the core proposition. Teachers know the students they teach and how to teach those students. I want it in a Title I setting. I want it to be in a rural setting. I have 104 cases. That's just too many to me. I don't want to look through 104. So now I can start kind of breaking it down to 8th grade. I want to do something around language arts because that's what I teach. So now I have 3 results based on that initial query. So it's, when I say y'all, this is simple. I mean, it's simple. And so, oh, Hunger Games. Yes, please. So this is an ELA teacher. Let's look at her instructional materials. I want to see if the teacher had one that we could, that actually had like the materials, not just the makeup of the room. So now I would make mine look a little better than that if it was me, but that lets you see this is, I guess, the worksheet. This gives you the class layout. You can see she did hers in boxes. She didn't hand draw it or draw it herself, which is fine. Let's look at her commentary. So this is what you will do. And I will say yours is very similar because you got to talk about your classroom, what happens before, during, after, what you would do differently. So this is where she talks about the relevant characteristics of students with exceptional needs, because remember we clicked that. This is how she planned. She talked about her instructional goals for this particular lesson. Let's get on down to successful moments occur within this lesson as I asked students throughout the discussion. 3 out of the 5 times I asked questions such as, why was the fence around District 12 electrified? I mean, she just shows some of the questions. Students not only answer with questions with thought, detail, and stay away from yes or no answers. She talks about how she prompts them. As a whole, I'm content with the outcome of the large group discussion. I'm trying to see if she provided some, like, if I could do this again. In the video, students reference the must-haves frequently. like that, as well as being safe for students to share their ideas with a group of peers. So just looking at her very cursory view of her writing, it looks great. Now I'm gonna go back a little bit. This is grade 8, making connections with MLK's letter from Birmingham City Jail. Okay, so this is kind of what I was looking for. So here we got some state standards, right? And even though in Alabama we do not use Common Core, we definitely know we have close reading standards. We've got analysis of multiple texts. We've got use of digital tools or digital media. So let's just look at point of view. In this particular teacher's video, I can see that students listen and debate the most relevant choice of connections to the chosen quotation. Let's see where this is. So I'm going to click on 806.
It doesn't have to be people. I didn't say that I said that we can use what's that partnership down? I said we can use that, did I not?
All right.
No, who came up with we should? Oh my God. Okay. Whatever. I said that we can use Hazel and the Warren for oppressed people and not remain oppressed.
But I think we should do Africa because then the bunnies they revolted and they got free, remember?
Yeah.
That's what I'm true.
So I'm hearing an argument where both of you think Watership would be a good connection,
Yes,
but we're debating which what?
Oppressed people cannot remain oppressed forever.
Which Warren would do
I think Africa.
Okay, I already love this teacher. I love what I'm seeing here. The kids are having a constructive argument with one another about what to do. Great. Once again, and if for those of you who teach middle school, there is nothing scarier than putting a video camera up in an 8th grade, 7th grade classroom. Crazy things happen. That's why I just had the camera in my classroom. The camera was always there. They just never knew when it was on. So I just kind of I'm getting rid of that whole, picking their nose in front of it and, hey, Miss Shields, no. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's say you are teaching, I don't know, To Kill a Mockingbird. Like you just want to start like a word search. So I'm just going to type in To Kill a Mockingbird. Let's see if there's anything in here with To Kill a Mockingbird. There you go. So immediately, I just did a keyword search this time. I didn't do anything but put a word in. And so I can see how many cases, 5 cases related. So if I was teaching To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm not even going through National Board, but I want to see an accomplished teacher teaching it. This would be something that would be so helpful to a young teacher, a veteran teacher, just to see another teacher teaching it through a different lens. And so we're able to see, the way the classrooms are set up, very, very easy to follow. If I want to do it by grade level, I certainly could. I'm looking at 9th grade. This looks like another small group. The only other thing I was going to make sure that I shared with you, and then I just want you to probe me. Oh, well, I will say, since we have some gentlemen I saw in the room, not that women are not interested in football, because we totally are, but I was presenting this to a group of administrators because what they were doing is they were trying to learn how to do better classroom rounds. They didn't just want to do them cold in actual teachers' classrooms. So we used Atlas cases for them to do classroom rounds using the tool that they use in their district. So that way they can kind of calibrate before they did it for real. And one of there was a football coach in there. He's like, I bet you don't got anything on football. And I remember I was like, well, let me see what we have on football. Let me just check that out. And so there is one on football concussions. I'm not sure about throwing a frisbee. Maybe there's some connection to football. One on physics and the use of football. So I was like, oh, that's cool. The other thing, 2 things I wanted to share with you it's something called collections. If you are interested in looking at cases through a formative assessment lens, you can also filter that way. So that's just, if you want to see rigorous instruction, academic language, I just wanted you to know that is just another query that you can do. And just remember, if you do click it, you're going to get over here on the left those same queries. What grade do you want? What subject do you want? Are you interested in a framework? And then last but not least, if you are an instructional coach, or you're a lead teacher, or you're interested in becoming a curriculum person. These are kind of worksheets that, and I have used these. So these are like feedback sheets that you can print out and watch a case and put, this is what I'm noticing. So we see a lot of schools use these for their PLCs where all of the teachers will watch the same case and then, script out what they're seeing, and then they come together to really consider, okay, this is what I saw, this is what I saw, this is what I would do differently. So I wanted you to know this is, they're really great. I have used these for a number of things, but you have opportunities to use that as well. So let me pause for just a second. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. We have a CTE person. I know I saw that. Stephen. So, Stephen,
Hey.
yours with a CTE, I get a lot of questions about CTE just because there's not as many of you as there
Yeah.
are. So I wanted you to, this is a great place to start if you're like, I just want to see what someone else has done. There are some amazing, so if you start over here, I'm gonna go back to Atlas. What is your CTE specialty?
It's leisure and recreational services.
Awesome. Okay, now I have not known anybody go through national board with that, so that's cool.
So in the classroom, I'm a culinary teacher.
Ah, love that. Oh, they'll eat you up. They will eat you up. Um, okay, so let me find Career Tech. So let's just look. So I'm looking to see if any of these kind of fall into your, well, I see leisure and recreation services. I can try that. Okay, well, okay, no, I see some promising things. Preparing food through collaborative teamwork, modeling and practicing basic baking skills. And then, of course, always, Stephen, you could do a search. Now, while I have you, Stephen, and the rest of you, so if you go to Google and just type in MBCT directory, this is what I was talking about this morning, and you click on Alabama, and then you click on, where's Career Tech? Right here. And you want to talk to somebody that, did it last year, because you want the newbies. You don't want folks to do it unless they've renewed. So right here, Stephen, I'm able to see 2 pages of teachers who became NBCTs last year. I can see where they are. And now I know where to stalk them on Facebook and say, hey, and that's exactly, I'm being serious. That's what we do. Like, you don't know me, but I'm going through national board. I'd love to talk to you. So this gives you some great, for those that are in arts, gifted, Career Tech, help me out, PE. It's a little harder to build the community like it is with some of the broader groups. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my slide here. Now, here's some ways. I mean, I'm sure you're thinking like, okay, I already know how I'm going to use it, but just, for food for thought and how you can use it in other ways. Lots of folks already told you are using it for their PLCs. We have lead teachers that are using them. We're saying to teachers, like, instead of us telling you what to do, why don't you go to Atlas and what are the things that you're trying to grow? What are those standards you're trying to improve? You watch your 3 cases, whatever that looks like, and then let's have conversations about that. I already told you we're doing mock instructional rounds. What was most fun, and I'm not throwing shade on principals. I mean, I am an administrator, but we put the principals and administrators on one side of the room, and we put the classroom teachers on the other side of the room, and we watched the same case using the same scripting feedback form. Do you think they were different? Vastly different. And it gave that district an awesome opportunity to see the things that teachers recognize as excellence may be quite different from the things that the administrators were. It was a powerful moment. Of course, candidate support. We've been using these for new teacher orientations. I love how you can unpack standards, and certainly for horizontal and team resources. I wanted you to have that link again this is just the website with all things Atlas. You have access to this slide deck, which let me throw that in the link right now before I forget. Let's see if that gets, I'm not sure if that's the whole link. Let me try that one more time. Try that one. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to go back up to the, what questions do you have for me? So it's pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to make sure if I didn't say something that I do now. Miss Hill, can you think of anything I skipped? You're the one that gets all the questions.
I believe that you hit on a lot of things. I was just uh, thinking about how the different ways, and you've already said this, the different ways that you can use it, definitely for National Board, but also in so many other forms for the classroom, for schools, for PLCs, like you said. So, and this is available for all teachers in Alabama, but it's something that is a huge tool that is available for our National Board candidates.
Yep, and you get it free. Like you don't have to do anything. It's yours. I would certainly, you could tell your teacher friends about it, and then they will just have to reach out to their RIC directors about getting access to it. But we are happy. We have a line item in our budget. This comes through the governor's office for this, and I can't tell you how many times we have shared about Atlas. Folks like, how long have we had that? I'm like, about 8 years. So it's just one of those things folks just don't know about. All right. Well, I'm not going to belabor in case you wanted to pop in another session. The Connection Cafe is always a fun place to go if you just want to go hear what other folks are talking about. It has been a joy. I have not done an Atlas presentation. Well, I guess I did do it last year now that I think about it, but it's been a year. So it was good for me last night to refresh my memory and make sure I hadn't forgotten anything. I am so excited to see you go through this journey. And I hope you can tell by the joy from, me and from Nicole and others that you are not alone. We are here to support you. And when you see those fireworks, we will be celebrating with you. I will sign off. Nicole, is there anything they need to do before we do?
I am about to put in the chat your
Okay.
attendance, so don't sign off before getting your attendance. Give me 1 second and I will put that in the chat for you. And also, if you need to get the PowerSchool registration, here is the attendance and the PowerSchool registration. We did the PowerSchool earlier, but I'm just going to make sure everybody has it. And there you go. So make sure you do the attendance for this session, and that PowerSchool registration is for the day. So if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. You will have to just do it. If you attend tomorrow in person or Friday, then you would do the same PowerSchool. You have a different link for each day. So make sure you get the right one. This is the virtual day.
Awesome. I hope to see some of you in person tomorrow.
And I want to shout out to the people in our region. I know I've seen Eartha and Stephen and also Latoya. There may be other people who are in our region, Latoya Cosby, but those are the names that I know that I can call out. So thank you all for joining us today. If you have any other questions, Dr. Shields, would you want to remain on just in
I'll
case?
stay on. Yep, since we finished early, absolutely. I'll stay on for a minute.
Okay.
Hey, thank y'all for y'all's help. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, if I'm reading the schedule right, Nicole, I am free until 1. This is such a turnaround for me to be on the other side of this. So I'm going to put out the fires that I was just speaking with Mr. Markham, and I
Okay.
will rejoin y'all at 1. Thank you.
All
You did an
right.
excellent
Thank
job.
you.
I'm so glad we got to do this together.
I am
Bye,
too.
Emily. Thank you for letting me pick on you.